Chris Bailey.
And if that wasn't enough, we meet Elizabeth Hargis to tell us about the work of national charity Cruise Bereavement Care in our region.
But first, city stalwarts will remember how Norwich's riverside used to look before the residential area was developed.
Many views across the city and county have changed over the years, but one local artist, Keith Johnson, captured some of Norfolk's favourite scenes from years ago. Dan
Pancroft went for a walk down memory lane.
The landscape and skyline of our city and county is always evolving and always changing. But local artist Keith Johnson captured these images and views that are now lost forever in his recent exhibition at the Tudor Galleries.
Yes,
Hi,
very good. Oh, hello,
so many to look at, isn't there?
Yes, it's a lovely gallery, isn't it?
It certainly is.
The idea was of Pamela's, who runs the gallery. I've known her for many years, you know, and this being one of the best-known galleries in Norwich, I thought it would be a nice place to show old Norwich paintings. So I studied at Norwich School of Art. I left grammar school and went straight to Norwich School of Art when I was about 16.
So Keith, talk me around this picture, please.
Well, this painting is a very detailed watercolour of a road that comes off Gurney Road that comes over the Mousehold Heath. It's now been closed off, so you can see details on it where they've put bollards to block off the road. But I painted this on the spot over many days, actually, getting all the details of dogs walking, men in the distance, and all the details of the changing trees and the light and the colour. It's very detailed, but it is a very exact record of the Gilman Road in those days.
I had a phone call from Keith. I've been sorting out, he puts it, and I've come across these little pictures. And I would love to have them shown, but in a Norwich gallery. So off I went and had a look and went through and we searched through all his studio. And these little pictures surfaced, which I thought were brilliant. I call them little gems, because they're a record of old Norwich that isn't there anymore. Particularly the Riverside Road ones, which now got the apartments, where Reed's flour mill was, the Riverside Road towards Thorpe Station, which is now obviously the Riverside.
Keith, these three pictures seem very iconic of the reason behind the collection, is that right?
Yes, I think these three are probably one of the most interesting paintings in the exhibition, because they are of Norwich that's disappeared. The three are all of Riverside Road. They were all painted on the spot, very carefully, with a lot of detail. And I feel they are a good record of what Riverside Road was like 10 or 15 years ago, maybe. I must admit that I just love Norfolk, and I've lived there all my life, grown up in a Norfolk village, and known Norwich very well as a student, and painted all over Norfolk for the last 50 years and more.
Oh, beautiful calendar.
Wasn't it? We should stick that one in the office.
Yeah,
Get one of them, shall we?
love that. Put it in the dressing room. Keep it for us.
Yeah.
And Keith's work is on display at Tudor Galleries until the end of next week.
Now, here's